The Engero Tales, Tales of the Soul. This story contains animated fantasy action and mild fictional violence. Viewer discretion is advised. The events and characters portrayed are entirely fictional, created for entertainment purposes only. Silent Acres, Part B: The Beast in the Mist. The morning mist wrapped Silent Acres like a cold shroud. It was the kind of silence that made your ears ring, not from peace, but from absence. An absence of birds, of crickets, of all the tiny lives that once hummed in the background of existence. After the violent raid days earlier, the Engeronian family was exhausted. Bruised walls, fractured fences, scattered ashes of old wooden crates. And yet, somehow, the small sanctuary still stood. Hana's voice cut through the crisp air like a blade. Double the patrols. We survived the raiders. We will survive whatever comes next. Her eyes, sharp and unyielding, scanned every face. Greg, Michael, Haley, and finally, Belinda. Belinda had come from the wastelands beyond, a world of desperate survivors and broken loyalties. Her arrival had been sudden, bloody, and unwelcome. Hana trusted no one who hadn't bled for this land. But even so, she could not deny that Belinda had fought beside them. Each morning, Belinda worked tirelessly. Mending broken fences, hauling fresh water, tending to the crops. Sweat streaked her dirt-stained face. She spoke little, but her actions whispered louder than words. The days passed in nervous cycles. Work. Watch. Wait. But the nights grew darker. The mist thickened unnaturally, curling and twisting as though alive. And then came the sounds, distant at first. Low rumbles. Cracking branches. Deep, guttural growls that seemed to roll across the hills like distant thunder. It was Michael who first saw the tracks. On one of their evening patrols along the northern ridge, as dusk bled into purple, he halted suddenly. The earth was soft from recent rains, and there, carved into the mud, were monstrous prints. Four-toed. Wide as dinner plates. Claw marks gouged deep as his forearm. Michael swallowed hard. This isn't human. Belinda knelt beside him, tracing one groove with her fingers. It's fresh. And close. A low vibration trembled under their feet. Not quite a sound. More like the breath of something immense. Watching. Waiting. They hurried back. That night, the family gathered under the flickering oil lamp in the main house. Tension thickened the air like smoke. Hana's jaw was set. We fortify. This farm holds. Greg, calm and reflective, rubbed his tired hands. This is no man. No raider. No gang. It hunts. It studies us. It'll wait, Belinda added softly. It wants us weak. Starved. Broken. For once, Hana did not dismiss her. Instead, she met Belinda's eyes, searching for a lie and finding none. The following nights grew worse. Heavy footfalls circled the perimeter. Loud cracks echoed from the forest as ancient trees were pushed aside like reeds. Sometimes, a flash of amber eyes gleamed through the mist, reflecting the faint moonlight before vanishing again. The whole team couldn't sleep. Even Haley, hardened beyond her years, kept her blade under the pillow. By dawn, portions of the fence were torn down. Chickens vanished. Blood streaked across the barn floor. Silent Acres was bleeding. Hana stood at the edge of the ruined pen as the family gathered behind her. We make our stand here, she whispered. If this thing wants war, it will find it. But Belinda stepped forward, voice calm. We can't fight it like raiders. It's stronger. Faster. Smarter. She pointed toward the ravine west of the farm. But it has size. That can be used against it. Greg's brow furrowed. You want to lower it into the pit? It won't fit. And if it's trapped, we finish it. Silence. Then Hana, after what felt like an eternity, nodded. Preparations began. They fortified a narrow pass near the valley, camouflaged with netting and broken branches. Bait was set, a wounded goat tied just near the drop. Overhead, they rigged pulleys with massive stones. Crude, but potentially lethal. As twilight descended, the trap was ready. The family hid behind the rocks, weapons drawn. Michael could feel his heartbeat in his ears, every breath sharp, every second stretched like wire. And then, it came. The mist split open like parting curtains as the beast stepped into view. Massive. Deformed. Its skin was stretched tight over layers of muscle and grotesque growths, mutations born from decades of fallout, chemical spills, and failed experiments. Its breath steamed into the cold night air. Thick ropes of saliva hung from dagger-like teeth. It sniffed the air. Then its eyes locked onto the goat. Every fiber in Michael's body screamed to run, but he held firm. Beside him, Belinda's hand gently touched his arm, steadying him. The creature lumbered forward. Each step caused loose stones to shift. The ground trembled. Closer. Closer. Suddenly, the signal. Hana fired a flare skyward. A burst of red light illuminated the scene in an eerie glow. The beast roared, a deafening, guttural bellow that echoed across the ravine. It charged. With perfect timing, Greg triggered the release. The heavy stones swung down like hammers, slamming into the creature's flanks. Its momentum carried it forward, right into the trap. The ground beneath it cracked. Massive boulders and debris collapsed, pinning the creature's lower half into the narrowing walls of the ravine. The beast thrashed wildly, its roars turning into desperate screeches. But the trap held. The family stepped forward cautiously. Michael aimed his rifle, breathing heavily. "End it," Hana said softly. Michael's shot rang out, a keen, final echo that faded into silence. And then, peace. The mist began to thin as dawn approached. Soft amber light spilled across silent acres. For the first time in days, the air felt breathable. Standing at the edge of the ravine, Hana turned to Belinda. "You earned your place," she said. Belinda gave a small, tired smile. No more words were needed. The family walked home together, united now not just by survival, but by trust. The farm was still broken. The world still dangerous. But within these fragile acres, hope had taken root again. The silent acres stood. Sometimes the monsters outside aren't the only ones we fear. But when we stand together, even the worst of them can fall. Subscribe to Engero Tales today.